I have been in a reading slump for about 3 weeks. It all started when I was reading Onyx Storm. I really enjoyed Onyx Storm, but I think what had happened is I was looking forward to getting to the end. I think because it's a quite long book and it's not my favourite out of the series. By the time I got to the end, I was like, I'm done. So today I'm going to be doing a reading sprint to try and get me back into reading. The book that I've chosen is a book that really hasn't been recommended to me, but the author has. And I don't want to be starting like the third book in a series. My brain doesn't work with that. I'm going to be reading Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. From what I understand, a lot of her books are really popular anyway, and I've not read a single one. So I've got my iPad here, so I'm going to be setting a timer for 2 hours, and I would just want to see whether doing a reading sprint can cure my book slump. My timer's ready to go. Oh, it started. I've got my timer ready to go. I'm going to move downstairs just because my room's looking really sad. I decorated my book room like 3-4 weeks ago, and we got handed notice for our house, so we are having to move, which, I mean, it's nobody's fault, it is what it is. So all of my books are into bags at the moment, and trying to find this book was really fun. I knew I had it somewhere and it just happened to be at the back of the room at the bottom of the bag, but we've got it. So I'm going to go downstairs, I'll read the blurb, and then we will see how I get on. Just for context, this is how my reading room is looking at the moment. So there are bags of books everywhere. There's more downstairs. I've got some in our garage. So yeah. I've moved downstairs to my sofa now. I've also taken my sunglasses off. I don't know if anybody else has this, but I have a really toxic trait of wearing sunglasses on my head all the time and then whinging that I've got a headache. So I've got little matchy clips. I'm looking very pink today. But let's read the blurb of this book together, and then we will start our 2-hour sprint. After a wild bet, Alexis Montgomery has her world turned upside down. The cause? Daniel Grant, a ridiculously hot carpenter who's 10 years younger than her and as casual as they come. The complete opposite of a sophisticated city girl, Alexis, and yet their chemistry is undeniable. While her ultra-wealthy parents want her to carry on the family legacy of world-renowned surgeons, Alexis doesn't need glory or fame. She's fine with being a mere ER doctor, and every minute she spends with Daniel in the tight-knit town where he lives, she's discovering what's really important. Yet letting their relationship become anything more than a short-term fling would mean turning her back on her family and giving up the opportunity to help thousands of people. Bringing Daniel into her world is impossible, and yet she can't give up the joy she's found with him either. With so many differences between them, how can Alexis possibly choose between her world and his? So that is the blurb for Part of Your World. I'm going to get into it now, so I can't even see the time, but it's 25 to 4. So I'm going to start now. I'll probably come back after about an hour, but it might be before if I feel that an update's needed. So I will see you shortly. I forgot to start it, so I've just started it now. So it's been half an hour, and I'm currently on page 35, so I have been timing it, but it's now 10 past 4, so I stopped for 5 minutes. But I'm really enjoying it, and one thing that I've noticed is the book's really quite funny. So I've not read Abby Jimenez before, and I don't know if that's what she's well known for, but there was just little bits that I was kind of chuckling to myself over, and it seems to be quite like witty and quick banter, which I really like. The main character, Alexis, got stranded in her car. She was swerving to avoid a raccoon, and some mysterious guy had driven up to her and said basically, do you need help? And she was like, well, I've already called recovery, it's fine. But the recovery man was in the pub, so he's just offered to pull her out for free. So it started to get foggy, so she ended up going for some food where she was staying. It's a small little town, there's only 350 people. She goes in there, and the guy that pulled her out in the truck is in there, and he basically comes over to her and says, avoid everyone, there's a bet on to see if somebody can take you home. So then she says, well, why don't you do it and you get the £100? So Yeah, I'm really liking how the story's going so far. It's been a long time since I've read just a simple romance, like Beacon decided to go off. It's been a long time since I read just like a cozy romance. I feel like my romances, well, I feel like I've just mainly read fantasy or like mystery books. I've not really picked up a romance in ages, so I'm so excited to continue on with it. I'm gonna make myself a new cup of tea, and try and carry on. So I think, well, we've got about an hour and a half left of this reading sprint, but I'm glad I picked this book because it seems to be quite quick. Also, the guy is fostering a goat, which I've just now noticed is on the cover of the book, which is so funny. I really like that. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to see how this goes. Okay, so the time is 4:20 and we're going to read again for probably another half hour and then we will come back and see how it's going. I'm now on page 70 of this book. It is currently 5 to 5, so there's been a couple minutes in between where I've gone for a wee and things, but so I've been reading for an hour now. I'm really, really enjoying this. Do you know, it's actually taken me by surprise. I think in my head, I've kind of got to a point where I think, oh, like, romance is the same. It's just, it all ends the same way, and what's the point? But actually, reading it again, I remember why I love it so much. It's just the build up and the tension and the banter, especially between these characters. Like, this book is actually really funny. There's just random little things that the author says and it just makes you giggle or makes you chuckle. I will say that I really like the mailman character in this. Like, he has said that he, like, not to her, but he has admitted that he likes her already. Like, it's not this whole avoidant thing. If anybody's trying to be avoidant, then it's more the female main character, which I like to see in a book. And she's just gone back there. So she took his jumper when they met for the first time. She's gone back there, and the dog's like jumping all over her, and I don't know what it is. It just makes me chuckle. Like, it's just silly little things that happen in real life that I don't know, just makes it more like mundane, a bit more human, which is what I really like. You tend to not see that so much, or I don't know if that's just me. I tend to not see that so much. So the fact that there's like random little mundane things that happen in for these characters that bring an element of comedy to it, I'm really enjoying. In terms of like a book slump, I think this was a really, really good book for me to pick up just because it has got that comedy, so it's not just romance, or I didn't want anything too like emotionally involved, as in the sense of like I didn't want Boys of Tom and vibe, do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to be crying my eyes out. I just wanted something that's going to be easy to pick up and follow, and I feel like it's a really good choice. And I guess I'm doing like multiple mini reading sprints because it's like half an hour, come back, half an hour, come back. But for a slump, I'm finding that it's really helping me because, like, reading for like 10-15 minutes, I check the time and then I've only got 10-15 minutes left. So then I'm like, okay, carry on. So it's making the time pass quicker, which sometimes when you're a slump, I don't know if people are the same as me, but I feel like I've got to sit down and read an entire book. That's how I get out of a slump. And actually, it's probably not very realistic. And actually, I'm a queen of procrastination. So if I think I've got to put this pressure on me to sit and read an entire book, I don't think I'll do it. Whereas because I'm just taking it half an hour at a time and seeing how I'm going, it's so much more enjoyable. I don't feel the pressure. I just am enjoying the book. But yeah, I am thoroughly enjoying this. I'm going to carry on reading now. So I think my partner finishes work like anytime now. So you might see my updates from upstairs. But yeah, I really recommend this to anybody who's wanting a light romance. Obviously, I'm only 70 pages in. I think the total pages in the book, let me just check, 384. So I'm reading roughly 30, I'm reading about a page a minute. By the time that it's taken me to read this, I'm reading about a page a minute. So it won't be within our 2 hours, obviously, but I think I could probably get a good way through the book today. But yeah, really enjoying it. And if you are in a book slump, I recommend trying to do this. So try and do half an hour, or even shorter, or a bit longer if you know that you are good, like are able to read for a long time. Maybe do like 40 minutes or an hour of just solid reading. because I think breaking up for me is taking the pressure off, and it's just making it so much more enjoyable, because I'm not like, oh, so what's going to happen next and what's going to happen next. I'm just kind of living in the moment with the book. So it is currently 1 minute past 5. I thought it was 10 past then. 1 minute past 5. I've got 59 minutes left on my stopwatch, so let's carry on reading and see what we think. So it is now 22 minutes to 6. So I've got half an hour left. I'm currently on page 108. The plot's starting to pick up a bit more now, which I've noticed. So we know a bit more about the characters, and there's more than just the romance between them, which I like, because sometimes with romances it feels like there's not really much plot. It is just about the romance. It's nice to have a story that you're kind of interested in aside from the romance. I won't go too much into what that is, but there's basically a dilemma for the main male character. I'm curious as to, by the time the book finishes, whether the female main character is going to help him out with that, just based on their lives, well, currently where their positions are, whether that would be something that happened. Only just really noticed how relevant this cover is, so without going into too much detail. So the female main character is a doctor who is better financially, let's put it that way. The male main character is not so well off in terms of money wise, and I just like how it's very separated. She lives in the city, he lives in the farmhouse. Like, I feel like often with books the cover doesn't have that much relevance, whereas I feel like this cover's been really thought out, and it's just an observation that I've made, obviously with the little goat as well. In terms of the slump, it's going really well. Like, I'm just excited to carry on reading now. I have nothing to do this evening, so I'm hoping to try and finish it today, but don't put pressure on myself. This is my problem. I get excited for it and then I put too much pressure on, and then I'm like, nope, not reading anymore. So I need to just take it as it comes. But it's so easy reading. That's one thing I've noticed. This book's really easy to read. There's nothing complicated. The plot's slowly starting to build, so it's not like you're jumping in with all this terminology and not really knowing what's going on. It's easy to follow. There's not billions of characters, which makes it hard to find. And again, it is just funny, like how he found out what her job was. Loved that, because she wanted to keep that secret from him. Yeah, so we're on to the last sprint now. So, well, it's actually 28 minutes and 55 seconds remaining, so half an hour to go. I don't want to put it down though, so I may continue, who knows. So I'm due to finish about 10 past 6 because it's now 22:06. But yeah, based on where I am, I could probably be, it looks like I've made a good way through the book, which I haven't done in weeks. The last book that I read was Onyx Storm back, I think it was 3 weeks ago that I read that book, so it's the most progress I've made in weeks, which I'm really, really happy about. So I'm going to read for the last half hour and we can catch up after to see where I am. So I am going to be leaving this video here. So I am currently on page 147 in 2 hours. Would I say that reading in a half hour book sprints helps with book slumps? Absolutely. I found it really, really helpful. If you have stayed this far into the video, then thank you so much. I will link the book in the description just so you can grab it if you would like to. I really recommend this book. It's been so good so far. To see the reactions of the rest of this video, I am going to do a week of Abby Jimenez reading only, because I've fallen in love with her writing style. She's so funny and the books are really, really drawing me in, so stay tuned for that. But thank you for watching my video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon for another video. Bye.